Mor Dickman, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Now, Mor, you are on the research committee of ESCRS, are you not?
That's correct.
That's great. Well, I know that research committee must have to review or be involved in white papers perhaps from time to time. And I know you do a lot of other things. But we figured with so many white papers around, perhaps you need a little color in the life of the research committee. So we brought a little something to you today, Mor.
It's a very welcome addition. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
Let's see what we
excited to
have.
see.
Very good. So would you like to open that up?
Yes, please. Thank you. Wow, that's really beautiful. Nice and colorful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hope you enjoy the addition to the
Can I-
research committee.
Can I put it on? Thank you very much. It's really lovely.
Amazing. Mor Dickman, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I see you're sitting there with one of our funky jackets. How does it feel?
It feels great and it has the ECRS color, so it couldn't be better.
We call it mice wear, and at the moment it's for KOLs only, so you have to go to medical school if you want one of these bad boys. Yeah, so, Mor, I wanted to dig in today a little bit with you about committees at the ESCRS. Do you find that they are really helpful to advance ESCRS programs?
I think they're essential. So the committees is actually where the work is being done behind the scenes. So this is a tremendous congress. It's the biggest congress in ophthalmology in Europe and one of the biggest in the world. But you will never be able to achieve all the wonderful things that we see here without the committee working throughout the year. And these are all people working voluntarily because of their passion for ophthalmology.
Well, that's great. The research committee in particular, what does it work on?
Well, surprisingly, it works on research. And I think the issue is the importance of the research committee is there are very few sources to get funding for research in cataract, refractive surgery, anterior segment surgery. And the ESRS research committee has been very important in securing funding for some of the biggest studies that have really paved the way to how we take care of patients today.
That's interesting. Well, I guess when something is commercialized, there's an industry's vested interest there, but pre-commercialization, that's where research needs to be funded, I suppose.
Indeed, the research committee provides funding directly to investigators, but I think in the future more and more we'll see ourselves working together with industry because I think we all have the same goal at the end, which is providing good healthcare to the patients, happy customers. We all have the same goal. So.
At the same time, I could see how industry might be interested in certain areas of healthcare, but maybe, where we're based in the developing world, maybe the commercialization of that is a little bit harder. So is it still possible to get funds for research which, might just be helpful for certain critical eye care conditions that may not have the potential for commercial realization that other products would?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. So, first of all, the research awards are open to everyone all over the world as long as they're part of the ECRS from every part of the world. And I think indeed such a program would be of tremendous benefit also to areas that are low, middle income countries. So investigators from these countries are more than welcome to apply. And we also have a charity committee actually that deals with projects specifically in these areas in order to improve healthcare, to provide training, and to help these societies build up and reach what we already have here in Europe. So that's something very exciting as well.
Yeah, that is. Now, you mentioned some other committees that you're a part of. Can you tell me about those as well?
Yeah, so actually together with my colleague from Sweden, Anders Bendig, I co-chair the ESCRS registries. And the ESCRS registries is one of the biggest IT platforms in the world in ophthalmology. It's currently a kind of a warehouse where we collect data on more than 4 million cataract surgeries from all over the Europe, but also from all over the world. You mentioned other countries. We have very close collaborations, for example, from Nepal, where we help set up a cataract surgery and measure the outcomes of cataract surgeries in these areas. So it's really a global project based on providing good high quality care, benchmarking, and improving the results that we can provide to our patients. So that's something that's very important for me.
So many, many committees at the ESCRS. Do you know how many there are in total?
You
A
put me
lot.
on the spot. There are a lot. There are committees, there are steering groups, there are task forces, there are special interest groups. So, again, in order to achieve all of this, you need a lot of people working behind the scenes. So, we're very lucky with that.
I would imagine perhaps getting involved at a committee level or perhaps a task force could be a way to really get involved in the leadership of ESCRS eventually.
I think the beauty of it, if we're talking about inclusion, is that there are many ways to get involved in the ECRS, either as a member, as a teacher, giving a course, giving a wet lab, participating in the committee, or getting elected to the council.
And finally, you know, would you also recommend any ways that, whether it's youngsters or anybody that really has an interest, to get involved in a committee?
I would very much recommend them to do so. I think it creates a network internationally and within Europe of colleagues. It creates amazing friendships. It's a kind of a boat that travels from haven to haven, and then we meet each other. We speak about what we're doing, and by doing so, we also continuously improve what we're doing, because you come to such a meeting and then you go back and you change at least a few things in the way you work. And I think that's one of the amazing powers of such societies.
Actually, one final question. I was wondering more if being on the research committee was actually a stepping stone for you to be on the party planning committee with a jacket like that.
That is indeed so far the highlight of my activities within the ECRS. Thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, Mor, thanks for joining us on the program, and we'll see you out there somewhere in the world.
Thank you very much for the invitation.